Hey, from inside the headquarters. We're still at the lake where I later last night pitched the tent. Was a good night's sleep. Everything is okay. The gravel road right behind me is pretty much not in use at night. And there is some carp fishermen also along the shoreline who are also camping here, so I'm not alone. All in all, pretty good spot. And today we're gonna ride towards the mountains again. Will be, Google says, a 6.5 hour ride. I don't quite believe that. Let's see. The way that the kilometers and the time matches up, it should be some very small back roads in the mountains, maybe even gravel roads. I don't know, because otherwise the time doesn't really make sense. We'll find out. Tonight it's going to be another wild campsite out in the mountains on some mountaintop or something, if the description is correct. Let's see how that pans out, and let's get going. All right, everything packed up, so let's go, but not before I fix that. Didn't put the rubber thingies on there. That's not going to work out well. And here was our camp spot. Yes, for the last about an hour and a half, I have been riding this beautiful, twisty mountain road. Very nice to ride, no traffic, really perfect conditions for a motorcyclist. But there's just not very much to film because there's usually quite a lot of vegetation around me, just like it is now, so you can't see very far. And also there's no sights or anything. It's just a road that is pure joy to ride on. Just started riding through this town, and it's really cool. Seems really old school. The houses and everything. So nice. I just entered this small side road here, so that looks very promising, and also the view starts changing, so let's see what happens. Yes, guys, a very nice ride, isn't it? The only thing kind of getting me down right now is when I look skywards, because there is quite some big clouds that could develop into thunderstorms later on in the afternoon. And while getting wet isn't a problem, we're far enough south now so that it's always dry and warm, and we can easily dry off. The problem is that the campsite that I selected for tonight is, like I said this morning, exposed on a mountaintop. At least that is what the description says, and there's also a photo attached to it. And it shows that it's really just on a mountain, and there is no trees, no nothing around it, so we'd be really exposed. And if there's thunderstorms in the area, being that exposed with a tent on a mountaintop is a very bad idea because of lightning strikes, obviously. So if in the area where that campsite is, the weather is the same and it really develops into thunderstorms, then I'll have to come up with an alternate plan quite late at night. So let's see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. I was just like, what is going on here? Why is nobody repairing this? And then there's one more house that looks like it, and one more house that looks like it, and there's another one up the road that I already passed that looks like it. And then I realized this is the area where not too long ago, a couple years ago, there was a big earthquake. And that's also why it says red zone, like you're not allowed to enter, because all these buildings are still at risk of collapsing. Quite interesting to ride through that. You can also see the cracks in that building, but it has been built later than the other ones. That's why it's probably built to a better, newer building code, and it didn't collapse all at once during the earthquake. Very interesting. Here's another one. There is some leftover ruins of houses. But obviously people are still living here. Here's the next bigger town, and it's even more devastating here. There's nothing left. I mean, when I see on my GPS how many roads here were, this was a relatively big town. This obviously was a church. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the weather situation has kind of deteriorated. It looked all fine till about 10-15 minutes ago, and then I came around one corner and all I saw was this. And ironically, we're already pretty close to the area where I initially planned to camp at. So this might not work out. Let's see, I mean, it's already wet here everywhere, so it already has rained, which means the thunderstorm is already dissipating, which then again is good news, because then it has no power anymore to produce lightnings. But let's see, I mean, I will just go to the area where the
mentioned campsite was, and then I'll make a decision. I mean, it's still relatively early in the day. I'll reach the campsite before 3, so I can then make a judgment call, or I can just, wait and sit and take a decision later, because it's not gonna get dark till around 6 p.m. ish. So and we're right by this lake, and around this lake there's a lot of like picnic areas where there's picnic tables and fireplaces and stuff, and some of them were on pretty nice meadows down below the street, and were also covered by lots of trees, so that actually would make a good campsite. So if everything else fails, we can always go there. Or I could go further south, because that's the general direction we're heading in, but that would mean I would go somewhere where I haven't been, and where I don't know if there's any good campsites in the area. So depending on how late it is, I might not want to do that. Because this lakeside here is a relatively safe bet. There's plenty of spots around where one can camp. Alright, this is the area where the campsite is supposed to be in, one of these hilltops. And I gotta say, I like what I see. This area is amazing. This is so cool. It would be really a shame not to camp here. But I just had some rain about 5 minutes ago, so, well, let's see. But in this direction it actually looks quite alright. But what a view. What a view. Yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be the dirt road there that I'm looking for. Because this is really close to the navigation point. And I mean, I just set an approximation. This kind of, I don't know, looks like Mongolia, doesn't it? I mean, it does the Mongolia videos. This is what I imagine it's like. Just pick a hill you like. Like this one. Great. I mean, you could also take the road there and park over there, or, you know, wherever you like. But this one is good. Works for me. You can't really see me from the road here. It's nice and flat. That works. Hey guys, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a local farmer in his Jeep who is sending his cows from one piece of land to the other. And there's also a bunch of shepherd dogs. This is really out in nature here. Unbelievable place. I can show you. Haven't set up the tent yet. I just grabbed the camera real quick off the helmet to show you guys that the cows are here now. I've been here for, well, about 2 hours, I guess. I had some lunch, and, yeah, just sitting around in the sun, reading some news, stuff like that, catching up on the world, and relaxing a little bit. And it's so silent up here, you don't hear anything man-made. Nothing at all. The only thing you hear is the bells of the cows, or earlier there were some sheep or something that also had bells around their necks, and that's all you could hear. And otherwise there's just nothingness.